So 4.5 is going to be about changing the way the formulas look and being able to interchange them between standard and general format and still be able to get the information that you need to do. So construct understanding asks us to match the ones in this column with the ones in this column. You probably look at them and go, well, they don't look the same at all. How am I supposed to do that? Well, the cheater way to do it would be to put them all in your graphing calculator. Because if I write this in my graphing calculator and, I don't know, well actually, I would probably recommend putting these ones in your graphing calculator because you can read the relevant points from these ones and you can see that all the points are different. So you could just be looking for the vertex point and whether it opens up or down, and you could still figure that out. However, what I'm going to show you is the way to do it algebraically. So if you want to cheat, use your graphing calculator, plug these in, read what you know of the pattern to find out which one of these fits. If you want to use algebra, you're going to have to actually change the equations around. So to do the first one here, I'm just going to choose this guy. And what I want to do is change this format into this format. And the easiest way to do that is just to simplify this format. So I've got y equals negative x minus 2 squared plus 7. So I'm going to have to actually square this and then apply the negative and then add the 7. That's going to simplify things, so I'll be able to match it here. So we'll get started with that. If I've got y equals negative, I'll put a big bracket in because I have x minus 2 times x minus 2 in there plus the 7 out here. Now I've got the negative outside. X times x is x squared minus 2x minus 2x. I'm just doing FOIL plus 4 all outside the brackets plus 7. Still got the negative out there. X squared, this would be minus, actually let's just do this in one quick step. This is minus 4x because I've got negative 2x and negative 2x. So I'm going to just go, that's a negative in there. I have to change all the signs when I apply the negative out here. So this positive 4x will become a negative 4, and then the 7 is there. So I've taken my negative away, or I've taken my brackets away, I've multiplied my negative through, and now I've got y equals negative x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now, if I look at this equation, and I look on this list, you can see there it is. You just go, oh, those two match. So that's a good way to do it if you're trying to change these ones into that format. So the standard format's the one that looks like a difference of perfect squares. Sorry, completing the square. So you have this brackets in the square. And the general one is the one that we're more used to looking at, just the ax squared plus bx plus c. So if I wanted to, I could change one of these into one of these by completing the square. So I'm going to choose this one, and I can see that there's a 3 that's a factor here, so I'm just going to factor that 3 out, and I'll have x squared plus 2x minus 1. I just took the 3 out of those two. It's fine. Didn't really do anything with the 1, so it just stays out there. Now, inside those brackets, I want them to be a perfect square, so I'm going to write x squared plus 2x, and then the number that I need to make that a perfect square. I have to divide this by 2. It's going to be 1, square it, and that's going to be plus 1 then. But I'm going to have to subtract the 1 because I can't just randomly throw something in. But when I subtract it, I have to take 3 of it because there's 3 of whatever's in these brackets. So it's negative 1 times 3 that comes out here to join the negative 1. So that means I've got 3, and I can just write this x plus 1 now because that's my square. X plus 1 times x plus 1 gives me x squared plus 2x plus 1, so there's my perfect square. And then I've got minus 1 minus 3, so it reduces to, or simplifies to, that. So when I look over here, Oh, there we go. We've got 3 times x plus 1 squared minus 4. So these guys fit. So you can choose to do either way. You can choose to use your graphing calculator. But this is how you would take standard and turn it into general. And this is how you would take general and turn it into standard.